Good morning, July 18th here. It's about 8:30 in the morning. I'm going to do a split today. So my blue hive, I think that there's some overcrowding going on and they've been a little agitated lately. So I'm going to split it and I'm going to do I guess, hybrid walkaway split. I have a new box that I made this week and I painted last night. So what I'm going to do is open up my blue hive, look for the queen, and put the queen in the new box, make sure that they have honey and maybe some frames that don't have as much brood in there, and then make sure that the blue hive has honey, brood, so they can make a new queen. And so I'll be back in 2 weeks. Like, I might be back next week to check on Red Hive, but I'll be back in 2 weeks to check to see if they have a queen cell made. Because if they don't, then I'm gonna probably just go ahead and purchase a queen to put in there to help them if they need a queen. But if they have brood in there, and I'm gonna try to get some larvae in the blue hive to keep in the blue hive so they can make a queen bee from the brood that they already have in there. So that's how that works. So you don't really necessarily have to buy a new queen when you split a hive. You can if you'd like, but I'm gonna see if this will work to, that's how the bees do it in nature. So that's how we're gonna try to do it today. I did see that they are still kind of bearding the front of that hive. So I'm gonna do a quick inspection of the red hive. I have a bunch of cinder blocks and I'm gonna set up the new area for the new hive. So I'm just gonna record doing the split, but usually people, when they do walkaway splits, they literally just take the brood box and split. If you have 2 or 3 brood boxes, you just take one off and you set it right next to it, and then you walk away, like walkaway split. But I really want to make sure that I'm setting them up for success. So I'm going to put the new queen, the queen in the new hive, and just make sure that they have all the resources they need to be successful. All right, so I'm going to get suited up, get my cinder block set up for the new hive, and we'll see how this goes today. Okay, I just got done inspecting Red Hive. Everything looks good. I couldn't find the queen again this week, but I see larvae, brood, everything's going great in there. The top super is pretty much capped full of honey. The second super they're drawing out the comb, which is all good. A lot of swarm cells uncapped, but I just scraped them all off, and a few supersedure cells that I just scraped off, but nothing that was capped or anything like that. So now we're gonna take the blue hive apart, and this hive is particularly ornery. So I have my smoker is all set to go, got a lot of smoke, so I'm gonna just like really smoke them before I start like getting in there. So I'm going to look for the queen, and I'm going to put her in this new yellow box. Okay, so I had to look really hard. I couldn't find my queen. So she's in this yellow box right now. So I made sure that there was like 2 or 3 frames that were really full of honey, 1 frame pretty good full of brood, some pollen, and then 1 or 2 frames that were kind of empty, so she had room to lay a bunch of eggs. And then over here I left the supers on top, and I have I saw some like swarm cells, so I just left those on here, and I saw a super seizure cell, so I just left it alone. I made sure that there was plenty of larvae in there and eggs, so they can make their new queen. All right, so we'll come back in a week just to look at these 2 briefly, and then do a red hive inspection. All right, fingers crossed everything's gonna go great.